Wow, would you look? Thanksgiving at Golden Corral. We are blowing off that buffet because that was way too crazy. But we are in a different buffet. This is the Osaka buffet here. A lot less crowded. Yeah, it's not your typical Thanksgiving. Not everything has to be typical. Yeah, you don't always have to have, after like 60 something years on this planet, I realize you don't always have to go traditional. Second Christmas in the LIV trailer. It's been a long year. Yeah, living full time in the trailer has been kind of a challenge. We're right at about getting close to 400 days living in this little trailer. What's it been like? To live, to sleep almost 400 days with two people, two animals for a while. My cat passed away, but still one dog, so now 3 living creatures within this little trailer, traveling around doing gig work. It's almost the end of another year, so yeah, let's talk about it. Starting to get breezy. It's crazy. Yeah, so most of you that have known me for a long time, many years on this YouTube adventure, know that I used to be a truck driver and I traveled around all over the United States. Solo for many years, for like 17 years. I mean, I've been driving for 30, but for one company for 30 or for 17, and just stayed solo the whole time. Then I got a girlfriend who I've known for a little bit longer than that because we used to work at Google together, or not work at Google, but we were Google Glass explorers, testers and stuff, and we got to meet because we had a Google Plus community. Man, do I miss Google Plus. But she ended up moving down with me, and our good friend Lori at the mansion up in Metropolis, Illinois, got Steph her own RV, and it ended up blowing up. So she ended up moving into mine and lived in my 33-foot Holiday Rambler named Cousin Eddie, who I did a lot of small adventures around the Central Florida area with. We moved into that and started a life, kind of. Well, more than kind of. She brought her little baby with her, and I had my little baby. She has her Chihuahua, and I had my kitty cat. And we thought Cousin Eddie might be too small, right? We thought it might have been too small. So with the help of the Superman Museum in Metropolis, Illinois, helping us with the deposit, we ended up getting this massive beast. And I don't know how to thank them at all up there. It was such an amazing gesture. I have no words. But we got this amazing monster, which is actually way, way, way smaller than Cousin Eddie. Our plan was not to get something smaller. Our plan was to get something more livable. And this had everything we needed. Something we could pull with our cars, something that we can kind of live outdoors and indoors, because in Cousin Eddie, we pretty much stayed indoors. It was so big, so long. You never really had to go outside. You never got to enjoy the outside. Now, because we live in such a small 17-foot, well, 18-foot, if you count from where the tow hitch is, but we have about 17 feet long of living space inside. We do have a shower, a full toilet, kitchen, refrigerator that stopped working. We're hoping to hear from the company. Yesterday was Thanksgiving, so we're giving it some time, but to bring us a new refrigerator. Okay, hey, Hey, I'm trying to make a video here. That's one bad thing about tiny dogs. She's lovable. Oh, she's lovable. But she loves to bark. So yeah, so we decided to do that, and then I had some health issues this year, which kind of put me in the hospital for a while. Still don't know what's going on with it due to, well, health care here in the United States. It's very non-affordable. But I was in the hospital for a little bit for DVTs. I had blood clots in my deep veins in my legs, and they said I was in a dire situation, life-threatening situation. Though I didn't feel life-threatened, but they said it was. So I listened to them. They put me in the ambulance, rushed me to the hospital, and then I had to kind of change my work habit a little bit, so much so that it kind of messed me up at work, because you're having to go to the doctor and whatever, and then it was just, you know, follow-ups and stuff like that, but you're out on the road, it's hard to do. And so in our heads we thought, you know, you can do a pretty good job of gig work, doing Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Walmart Spark, and all these other apps with your car. The problem was I had a small Nissan Leaf, and it really didn't fit the bill for some of those jobs. It could, the Nissan Leaf is a great car, and I could have survived with it, but with the way the electric car market was going, and regulations were changing and everything else, we wanted to future-proof our, you had to future-proof everything because things were changing. Some were on the older formats, some were on the newer formats, some are on formats, charging formats that are going to continue. And we needed something like that, plus something a little bit larger wouldn't it wouldn't be a bad idea, let's just say. I ended up getting this used Tesla Model Y, which has been really fantastic. It's been a great car. Not only has it been great for work, it also pulls our trailer, which the little Nissan Leaf would have had a hard time doing, I believe. Nissan says it could tow 3,000 pounds, which this is, but it would have put a lot of, the Nissan would have worked really hard. This car, no issues. So everything kind of started falling into place. I mean, it's a struggle now, whereas being a truck driver, you really don't struggle at all. You got money to help everybody, to do everything that you can do. Somebody needs something, you can help them. With this type of job, nah, you can't do it. But you can make do for yourself. That's about it. It feels weird only worrying about yourselves and not everybody else around you. It's something that I'm having to learn. So for those of you that have been watching, I got a lot of plans, a lot of YouTube plans in the next year, if I could stay healthy. Without the medication I need, they're saying I could be maybe one year to 5 years or something like that, and I'll be back in the hospital. But I'm hoping that that doesn't happen. Fingers crossed, and we can just continue moving on with the plans. I'm really excited about it. Our plans are, if you guys stay tuned and stay subscribed, our plan is in the next 24 months to slowly try and pay off this stuff using gig work. I mean, it's going to be an adventure. It's going to be tough, but we're going to try and kind of migrate down, even shrink smaller than we are, and then leave the country. We're looking at Vietnam, the Philippines, Thailand, or Cambodia. So this coming year, when I'm able to file for Social Security, that's when things are going to start happening. We're going to try that out. And we're going to see if we cannot get this stuff paid off and move to where you can retire on the cheap. And those should make for some pretty good YouTube videos. And so if I could generate from here and downsize here even more, I think we might be able to eventually live a pretty outstanding life. So what has it actually been like living this lifestyle? It's not too bad. I mean, would I suggest it? I don't know. I don't know how people do it anymore in 2025. How people afford rent or a mortgage with the way income, that the whole, I just don't know how to do it anymore. For so many years, I lived in a truck and in an RV, and I was always gone in the truck. And then when you go to try and get a house or try and get an apartment or try and get rent at a house or anything, it is so hard nowadays. I mean, I'm not to say that it wasn't hard in the past, in my parents' days or my grandparents' days, I'm sure it was, but I don't know how to do it. I just don't know how to do it, at least here in the United States. That's why the plans that we have going forward make sense to me. And at this moment, the way we're living now makes sense to me. If I had any suggestions on living this type of lifestyle, which I do, if you're younger and you even if you have a family, you could do this. There's a lot of families out here that homeschool and stuff like that live this lifestyle and travel. I would say, look, the most important thing is find a home that can be pulled with the equipment you have. Don't go get something new. Try and find something that suits what you have now. Because I think getting this car put us in a world of hurt, and we have to struggle a little bit more. I mean, for what we're paying for the car, her car, and this, we probably could have gotten a house. I don't know if we'd be able to pay for the utilities and stuff, but we could have got a house. But then you're stuck and you're never home, because you're always working and you never get to come home. Or when you do come home, you're just going to sleep and getting up the next morning to go back to work. You're not able to enjoy, at least this lifestyle here. We got swimming pools, we got a lake over here with canoes and fishing and putt-putt golf course here at the campgrounds. You get a little bit of relaxation. So I feel a little bit more like this is, it's less stressful than having a sticks and bricks home. And I do enjoy it. Steph, on the other hand, I think she enjoys living like this. She doesn't enjoy the struggle for the money to be able to pay for this, which I agree, it's tough. I mean, we often think sometimes we may have to go back and get a regular job and a muzzle for the dog. So the adventure videos are going to continue. 2026 should be a pretty good year, fingers crossed. I swear a muzzle would be great. Do they make little tiny muzzles for Chihuahuas? I mean, look at her. There's nothing around. There's nothing around, but she'll yap. For no reason. Yeah, so what's it been like for the last year, just a little bit over a year? It's been pretty fantastic for the most part. Struggles here and there, but nothing like I've experienced in the past. You know, pre-truck driving or pre-over-the-road driving. You know, pre-over-the-road driving, life was easy. Everything before that was similar to this when I just had a normal job. It was similar to this, but there was a house involved, and it was a lot more difficult, and I never had time to myself. Here, you come and go as you please, sleep when you need to, go back and work when you need to, and just enjoy a lot more home time. A lifestyle like this, you could probably get by if you got a Facebook Marketplace trailer, an inexpensive car. You could probably live $1,000 a month, I'm saying, which is very, very affordable, and enjoy yourself. And could you do that doing gig work? Yeah, you could, as long as at least one of the things was paid off, your car or the home. So please tune in for 2026. like I said, I'm going to show you step by step every little thing we do as we start to plan our move out of this country. And whether I end up in the hospital, don't end up in the hospital, or something breaks down, or how we're getting rid of stuff slowly, downsizing, getting rid of our storage unit, and kind of working out everything that we need to do because next December 2026, I can file for my paperwork and we can leave at any time. And I'm just hoping to stay healthy enough and have everything organized. The good thing is I got a woman in my life who's much smarter at me at figuring out things. And so bounce ideas off of her, and we're just going to go from there. We're going to try and document it all, and we'll just see how it goes. Until the next time, thanks for tuning in from Thousand Trails, Orlando, and we'll see you guys for my adventure down the road.